Welcome!
Yeah, thanks so much for joining. I am Eric Dodds, the lead designer of Hearthstone, and
I'm Ben Brode, the other half of the design team.
the design team is huge, both of us. And we're going to be doing the live Fireside Duel thing for your enjoyment.
You guys can ask questions or have comments or whatever. You can put them on Twitter at @PlayHearthstone or use the hashtag Fireside hashtag. Oh, also, you can just put them in our Twitch channel. You can just type away and we'll pick up the questions and maybe get to them between matches.
Yeah, and I think what we're going to do now is enter the queue and start to play a game.
This is our alpha build of the game. We're going to play against potentially other Blizzard employees who are just playing. I think I'd start with the Priest deck because I don't think we've showed a lot of that.
That
yet.
sounds fantastic. Let's do it.
And this Priest deck that I built is
Oh my goodness.
a little weird. I put some crazy cards in there. We're using some cards that heal things and some cards that...
Well, it turns healing on its head. You
Yeah.
have those Akanai Soul Priests, which turn all of your healing into damage, which makes some cards that you'd normally think of as powerful healing cards even more powerful damage cards.
Oh, we've got a reasonable opponent here.
Sounds good, sounds good. All right, a Druid.
Excellent.
So I'm not sure what to expect from a Druid right now in this environment.
Let's see. All right, well, we've got Greater Heal, probably not good at this part of
Yeah,
the
not
game.
to start, you don't have an Akanai Soul Priest.
I like the rest of these cards.
Yeah, the Holy Nova, normally it's a little expensive for me, but I like keeping it because it's such a strong card if the opponent's doing a rush.
Now, this is a golden Cold Light Oracle. It's one of our special gold-plated cards here.
And that's one of the things that's in progress still with the game. So when you see some of the other golden cards, at some point you'll see animated cards in the background, but that's one that hasn't been...
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Interbait gives them some extra mana crystals early on.
Ooh, a turn 1 Imp Master.
Oh.
So the Imp Master brings out an extra 1/1 each turn, so soon the board is going to be full. We'll be happy we kept that Holy Nova.
That's stuff for turn 1. If I had one more mana, I could Shadow Word Pain that guy out of the game, but I got nothing to play this turn. I know who this is that we're playing. It's the guy that played the Druid in the first Shoutcast we did at the announcement.
Fantastic. So hopefully they don't have a strong 2-drop to follow it up and keep the pressure on us.
Yeah, well, we definitely don't want to see Knife Juggler at this point because that would, well, it's not as bad.
That's still a lot of damage. I mean, it's good for destroying weapons. The Acidic Swamp Ooze, it comes in and destroys a weapon, but it's still a 3-2. Still something we have to deal with.
I can play this 1/3 minion here, the Northshire Cleric, but it's going to get eaten immediately by the Swamp Ooze, so I'm just going to deal with this Imp Master before it gets out of control, Shadow Word Paining it.
I think it's already a little out of control, actually.
I say that too much. Things are too often out of control.
They're always out of control with you, really.
All right, it looks like he doesn't have another card to play from his hand. He's using his hero power. That's good because I'm
Yeah, we
already
don't have-
seeing a lot of minions over there on his side.
And we don't have a lot of good 3-drops. I mean, the Cold Light Oracle is going to give him some cards, and he's got kind of a rush deck.
Well, at least it trades with the Ooze, which the Northshire Cleric doesn't.
Yeah, oh, I totally agree. We have to put it out there.
Yeah, we're just maybe playing into his hand a little bit, giving him some extra power. Oh, we got some good cards on ourselves. And this Greater Heal can keep us alive for more into the late game. And actually, this is a great combo with Akanai Soul Priest, because you could play that, and now this card doesn't heal anymore, it deals damage. Because the Akanai Soul Priest changes all healing into damage. So two damage for each card in his hand, that would be, he's got 6 cards, that'd be 12 damage. That's a huge effect.
And it's not looking all that bad right now. I'm actually not too worried.
No, this time, he's got another Imp Master, but we have enough mana to play Shadow Word. So.
Yeah, and I kind of like him filling his board because the Holy Nova, when we get there, is going to sweep it.
I could Dark Command, but I don't think that's actually going to do much for us this turn.
No, I think I'd like your initial plan of Shadow Word Painting that guy.
Boom. All right, so we're down about 9 health here. I could Greater Heal to, he thinks he might have something better in his hand because he's calling me out on the mistake for that play.
I think we just heal ourselves, though, with our normal heal. You think? Because we get 2 healing out of our standard healing ability.
I don't know if he's going to empty his hand here soon, and I want to make sure that I'm pretty close to topped off.
So we actually have a question about the game, is that the Priest started with 35 hit points. And so that's, and you'll see it getting close to 35 right there. What that's about is that the player is going second is getting some extra hit points to compensate for going second. we've been sort of internally looking at the advantage that you have to going first, and we're trying a number of different options internally, and that's the option we're trying right now. So the player who goes second has 35 health to start.
You know, he played Nourish to draw 3 cards, and now I regret playing the Greater Heal because I could have played the Arcanized Soul Priest and then played Greater Heal on him to deal an incredible amount of damage. But it's too late for that. I do have another Greater Heal.
I gotta say, that's what I was thinking when you were playing that card. So
this turn I don't have much I could do. I could play the Arcanized Soul Priest and try and keep it alive with Power Word Shield, or I could play Mind Games.
That sounds pretty good. The Druids don't have a lot of targeted removal, so getting a big Arcanized Soul Priest out there might be really strong.
Yeah, and actually, if he survives, next turn I can use my Hero Power to kill his Swamp Ooze. With my Hero Power, instead of healing, starts dealing damage.
While we're waiting, there's been a request to show some of the board animations.
Oh yeah, we've been doing some work on that. We could
do some farming?
Yeah, we can pick some vegetables and then grow some new ones. And then we can ring the gong here a little bit. Oh, that Starfall does a lot of damage to my...
Oh my goodness, okay. Well, he's only got one thing on the board. I like how we're standing at this point, because this is kind of a late game deck we're playing.
I think the time has come for Mind Games.
Yep, dig into
So we get a
his
random
deck.
minion from his deck, but he seems to have some smaller minions. Let's see if we get anything reasonable here.
Put this apple on your head.
Knife Juggler. That's not too bad. Should we follow up with the No-Shot Cleric now?
That sounds great to me, because we might get the Imp, and he does...
The Knife Juggler threw his... So anytime you play a minion, the Knife Juggler throws a knife at somebody.
And we were hoping to get that Imp, but no such luck. So we have another question about will there be any exclusion, like Muskie and Warlock deck cards, and absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these cards, all these cards with the white borders, we're still working on the kind of the color of the borders. All the white bordered cards here are Priest only. And in the Collection Manager, it's very obvious which cards are Priest only. As the Hunter here plays, it's kind of a good combo. He plays the Violet Teacher, which anytime he casts a spell, he summons a little apprentice. And then he's playing a bunch of spells to summon a lot of these apprentices. And he really wishes he had Knife Juggler out. And he's playing 2 Wraths to deal 3 damage to each of my 2 guys who had 3 health.
And see, this is why I was talking about us wanting to keep that Holy Nova, because that Holy Nova is going to turn out very useful. So we have 7, the Holy Nova, and our Hero Power we could, or we could... Dark Command doesn't look that great at this point.
No, it's not going to do much for us. Holy Nova it is. Goodbye, all of the apprentices. Your class is empty, Violet Teacher. And he just played a bunch of his... Thank you. Look back. He just played a bunch of his spells, so he may not have very many left to power that Violet Teacher up.
Yeah, I really like the Violet Teacher. It's an interesting card because it sort of forces you to play differently. You might hold on to some spells. Ooh.
Cenarius. All right,
okay.
In honor of Cenarius, I'm letting go of this kite here. Okay, so I could mind control Cenarius, but I don't know, he's just a 5/8 now that he's used his power to summon those Treants. I could silence the Treants and the Violet Teacher, which gets rid of their powers.
Doesn't do us a lot at this point, though.
I could Dark Command one of the Treants, run him into the other one, and then Mind Games.
Oh, yeah, because they both have Taunt. I was thinking you could take the Teacher and run into Cenarius, but they both have Taunt, so we can't do that at all.
I could go into Shadow Form and pick away at one of the...
And you could do Shadow Form and Dark Command, so you could do Shadow Form 5. No, we can't quite do it.
The problem is Shadow Form only deals 2 damage with my Hero Power, so and once I kill both of these guys, there's not a lot to deal just 2 damage to.
I'm wondering if it isn't just best to just steal Cenarius at this point and have a big guy on our side of the table.
That's not a bad idea. He's got a lot of minions, but even the combined attack of all of these guys isn't enough to kill Cenarius.
Yeah, and our health isn't that low, so I might worry that he was going to buff all of his minions and give them a bunch of extra attack, but...
Let's pick some flowers.
Oh, okay. As long as they're drawn back, I didn't want you to be ruining... Yeah,
Uh-oh, that's plenty of attack to kill Cenarius now. That Raid Leader buffs all of his other minions. And they play
Soul of the Forest.
And this is great because it actually, it's a spell, so it spawns a minion and then gives that new minion Death Rattle. And Death Rattle power happens when a guy dies. And, when it dies, they summon a 2/2 Treant. So all of these minions will turn into Treants when they die. And he's just ignoring my Cenarius.
Which is great, because we have Mass Dispel. We were kind of hoping
Oh,
he would do
that's
this.
right!
And so we're going to be able to remove all of that Death Rattle, all of that Taunt, the Raid Leaders buffing all of those guys.
Yep.
This is going to be perfect.
So Mass Dispel silences everyone, and then they all lose all of their powers. Oh, and we draw King Mukla here with that.
Although it might be a good time to Dark Command. We could Dark Command, run one of those
Oh, that's true.
2/2s into another 2/2, use Scenarios to take out the 3/3, and the board's looking a lot closer at that point.
That sounds good. So I'm using Dark Command to steal this guy, use him against, and then, yeah, I can take care of that 3/3. Hey, this is looking way better. Question is, should I use Circle of Healing to bring my Scenarios back up to full health?
That's kind of tempting. I think that without it, he might just eliminate it.
Might as well. Well, that was a good turn. Master Spell doing some work. Plant some more vegetables.
So, let's see, will Hearthstone give us the option to completely customize decks, or will be only using the hero decks presented with customization within its class cards and boosters? So,
I mean, you can build a deck made of class cards and the generic minions.
yeah.
And but within that, you can build whatever deck you want. There's tons of interesting class combinations. And
Oh, wait. Yeah, we have some pre-built decks that you can use, but it's absolutely intended for you to build whatever deck you like, just that combination of the class cards and minions, and we have a full collection manager that will help you build those decks.
All right, so this is I can't really find a way to deal with this Cult Master here. And he was able to, I'm looking at the history here, he was able to draw a bunch of cards by playing the Cult Master and then running his guys into Scenarios.
So we have a question about what does picking flowers do?
It's just for fun.
But it's awesome. There's all the little things that you can do around the edges of the board, and that's just to have a good time. I mean, in some ways we think of it as our jump button. It's this fun thing to do. It's why don't you pick some more vegetables? Well, actually, let's focus on not dying and then pick more vegetables.
So I mind games, then it didn't work out great for me. At this point, I think I'm just going to heal myself and then go into Shadow Form, and or maybe I'll just go into Shadow Form here and take 2 health off the Cult Master.
Yeah, I think that sounds great. Because once we're in Shadow Form, we have a lot of options.
Yep. And I do still have greater heal, so while I'm getting a little bit low, he doesn't know that I've got a lot of healing power. So he might overextend a little bit, play too many minions, and try and...
Yeah, but we don't have anything to deal with it. If he plays a lot of minions...
That's true. Well, here's Force of Nature.
And that's a great combination with the Cult Master.
Yeah, because anytime one of these minions die... Oh, Savage Roar! That's...
Wait.
Maybe I should have healed myself.
That's game, actually, right there.
Oh, that's exactly enough damage. I should have used greater heal last turn.
Oh.
Oh, good game, Malfurion.
That was
I wasn't
fantastic.
prepared for Force of Nature and Savage Roar.
Yeah, our deck was just a little bit too slow coming out of the gate.
Well, even if he hadn't killed me that turn, those Force of Nature treants die at the end of the turn, and every time a minion dies on that side, of course, Cult Master draws him a card, so that would have been tough to overcome, even if we hadn't just died right there. Well, good game. That was my Priest deck. What deck should we try next?
I don't know. What kind of mood are you in?